Yellow. Okay, how loud is this? Fairly loud, but not too loud. Blue is indeed a color. Alright, and let's just use that to start off with. Okay. There we go. Code. And then I'm gonna go off to matchmaking, so it's gonna be slow until it's not slow. And now we just wait till someone joins. Guess in the meantime, we're gonna run. And someone's here already. Okay, never mind. Oh, no need for time for explanations. We're just gonna go straight into it. Ah, there's my sledge. Yeah, sorry. Oh, right, this customizer has... Oh, it's got cusp up. Okay. This is kind of a problem. Probably doesn't have wood chips. I hope he doesn't have wood chips. A little bit. Ah. Okay, here we go. Oh, right, that actually straps on my chips. I made a bad decision there. Alright, I got Jarvis and Viz. A lot of damage for turn. Yeah, you can't grab more area like that. Alright, I'm gonna do that, and then some Element Man, because I don't have much else to throw out here, and I need Bug Fix. Ah, interesting. Yep, there's the... Okay. Alright, so there's that. And the hand's got bad codes. Ah, it didn't counter time in time. Oh, that's rough. Nope. Not gonna work. And there's turn 1 Buffix. That's a much better hand. Oh, that gets rid of both my defenses. Yeah, that's rough. Interesting. Okay, so I can area grab him back. Move that down, and then I guess panel grab. Ah, shit. Oh, I am invis still. Okay. Things are going a little better this time. Oh, I can confirm with a race man. I'm gonna hop a little bit. Oh, hello. That should help. Actually, that should help a lot. Oh, but he does still have Sanctuary. Ugh. Okay. So let's run with that, and then probably try to throw that into turn. Okay. Sanctuary panels. I guess I'll throw up a trap then. Oh, this motherfucker. Okay, throw that out, then throw it in Viz, then try to counter with a Life Aura, and then we'll see about that. Don't... So go with Heat then. Oh shit. Oh, that's dead. Had moderate success with the folder, but first round the hands were not kind, and the second time not sure. I'd have to actually watch the playback to see what exactly I could have done better. Yeah, I'm running a Cust 8 1800 HP Buster build, which I think only Sora knows what that means. Even Sora knows. Alright. So I'm gonna have a customizer here and the folder here. Oh, almost 2 decades ago. Oh, that's right. The 6th game came out 17 years ago. 2005. I'll boot up the MU then. And go over stuff and maybe I can tweak things. Because that's not the build I'll be using in the new moon cycle, which starts tomorrow. So the whole client we're using is Tango, just custom built just for PvPing in Battle Network. It's got rollback netcode, apply patches to ROMs, and the N1GP provides the saves, so basically I have all of the chips, like at least 90 of everything, even the Giga chips. So you can just build whatever folder you want. Darn for what? But yeah, you can build whatever folder you want. Where did we go? Oh, is it the morning for it? Oh, right. Right, it's morning to midday for you. Forgot about that. Still don't know your exact time zone. Okay, so walk through this. So we have 3 area grabs, which, as you can see, reduces the enemy's place to move around and increases mine. A grab revenge to return area to neutral if I'm negative. Won't do anything if I'm positive or neutral. Bug fix to get rid of bugs. That will have to go into Navicust for what exactly bug fix is really good for. So I'll just leave it at that for now. Panel grab is just 1 square instead of a whole column. And that's important because area grab grabs the first column with an enemy panel in it, while panel grab grabs the first enemy square in your row. Meaning you can actually go further in enemy territory with panel grab than you would with area grab if they're blocking. And if you panel grab, they have to use a whole area grab just to take back the 1 panel. So for area trading, it is a positive, at least as far as usability goes. It has its use cases. Good chip. Gundel Soul 3. This, because it has... okay, I'm not going to delve too much into complexities, because I was about to. It deals up to 480 damage, and it pierces and bids. So, got 2 of those in Q code, custom Giga chip. Got recovery hundreds for, you guess what they do. Windrack is a wide sword, deals 140 wind damage, but also sends out a strong gust, which will push enemies back and will remove auras and barriers. So it's pretty crucial to keep these in your folders that can take care of life aura. But also I can use them to, say, decross, erase, or to, you know, push them out of my area if they somehow still are in it after, if they manage to block the pushback from Grab Revenge. And there's Sanctuary, which will turn all of my panels into holy panels which have damage taken. 2 slow gauges, because they could bring fast gauges. If you want to win the gauge war, you gotta bring at least 2. This will double the length of each round, well, double length of each turn, from about 8 seconds to 16 seconds, which is, honestly, it's a long time. Panel return, so that way I can fix all my panels, turns all of my panels back to neutral, in case there's broken panels, or ice panels, or poison panels, or whatever. 3 invises, which will put me in a flashing state for 6 seconds, which makes me invulnerable, and also why you should bring invis piercing chips, because, you know, basically invulnerable, except for what pierces it. Life Aura. Okay, this thing is... if you have no means to counter it, it's pretty crazy, but so many... because of that, everyone brings counters to it, so it's actually kind of eh. So there's barriers, which, of course, put up a barrier around you that absorbs so much damage. You know, it has like 200 HP, I think there's the barrier 200, which is the one with 200 HP. You have to deal at least 200 damage to destroy the barrier, and then they can damage you afterwards. Life Aura is a barrier, except it has no actual current HP. You just have to deal at least 200 damage or more to remove it. If it's less, it does nothing. Which means while Life Aura is up, you're invulnerable to all damage below 200. Which is most of the damage, or a lot of damage in the game. I'm not going to say most, because I haven't actually tabulated it. You're going to have to whip out your strong attacks to break through it, or use a wind chip, because wind removes auras. Anti-navi, so if they try to use one of their mega chips, I'll steal it. Anti-damage, so if I take more than 10 damage from a single attack, it'll activate and protect me from that damage and a little bit afterwards. Also counterattack for 100 damage. And we have our Mega and Giga chips. We got Erase Ban, which you saw the beam there. It paralyzes them. It's cursor damage, so it will delete traps. And it's also Invis Piercing. So the only way you can block Erase Man is with an aura or a barrier. Or, you know, just missing it. Tengu Man SP, he hits twice, so that's actually 320 damage, although they have to be sitting in the right spot for that. It's wind damage, so you can hit aura as well as decross erase, because, you know, elemental cyclings. Judge Man, he sends out a whip 3 panels forwards, which deals electric damage and is Invis Piercing, and paralyzes. And if you have negative area, then he will also summon books from the taken panels and return the area too, but he won't push the enemy out of the area. So the area won't actually return to yours until the enemy leaves it, which is why you may want to pair it with a wind rack to forcefully push them out of it. Grab Revenge will return the area to you and push them out of it, so it's... unless they block it with an anti-damage, in which case the area is still technically returned, but since they're still standing in it, it's still theirs. Area reclaim mechanics. Element Man and his SP version. They do one of 4 things. You can do Fire, which just hits the enemy wherever they are with a fireball. Ice, which hits the 3 panels in front of you, wide sword range. That will... it will first deal aqua damage as well as freeze them. Then there is Elect, which 3 panels ahead of you, it will wide sword that area with Elect damage and it'll break all the panels. And then Wood, which will turn all the panels that aren't broken into grass panels and hit straight ahead with it. And it won't cause flashing either. That's wood damage. Which means you could technically do Element Man Wood and then Element Man SP Fire to then double the damage of fire because they're on a grass panel. You get 480 from out of that. And then Chrono Force. So all non-broken panels you own will spawn a Chrono Soldier that will fire 3 times, each shot doing 30 damage and paralyzing. If you manage to land this in full, it will delete a lot of people. But because it's 3 damage per hit, it gets fully blocked by Life Order. Also, Invis will block it. Anti-damage will partially block it. You aren't invulnerable long enough for the entirety of it, but you'll negate a little bit of damage. So people often pair Chrono Force with... or not often, they occasionally pair it with Gundel Soul. Because that's Invis Piercing, and they're paralyzed, so they can't dodge it, so they take the full 480 on top of whatever the heck Chrono Force does. Which might be like 900 damage, so overall it could be like 1500. Okay, that's the current folder I was messing around with. Now, Navicust. Okay. So here... we have 2 HP plus 400 parts for 1800 HP. Got super armor, so you don't get staggered by hits. Undershirt for survival with fatal blow. Got Cust 8 going on here. Attack max, speed max, and charge max, which means I have level 5 buster stats. However, there's also bugs. So the Navi Customizer, since you guys don't know, so I have to explain this for you. This is this game's, I guess, equivalent to equipment or upgrade system. You put programs in here, and they'll give power-ups to Megaman. But as you can see, you have to fit them into the space that you have. So it becomes a RE4 inventory style puzzle where you have to figure out what you can fit can power you up. And there's some rules. For one, these smooth textured blocks have to be on this command line for them to activate. If they're not on the line, they don't work. Most parts are the opposite. I mean, they always work, but you shouldn't put them on the command line. Now, the thing is that also you can't put the same color next to each other, or rather you shouldn't. There's the rectangle one. So you shouldn't put parts of the same color next to each other. Nor should you... Hold on, where's an extra color? Alright, speed max is a good way to get... Plus, as you can see, there's 4 colors up there in the upper left, and you should only have 4 colors max, otherwise you shouldn't have a 5th. Let's see, where... Oh, right, I'm missing white. So as you can see, there are all these rules to it, but you can break them. The game lets you break them. But not without consequence, of course. They cause bugs if you try to run your custom while breaking the rules. For example, I have all these parts off of the grid. In fact, it's a lot easier to see in the Tango client. Because here we can have a fuller picture of it. So I've got Cust 8, so I can draw 8 chips per turn. However, Cust 2 is off the grid. You can go off the grid by 1 tile, and that will bug the part. Got attack max off the grid, speed max off the grid, got HP up parts off the grid. The only things that aren't bugged are this Cust 1 super armor and the undershirt. Every other part's bugged. And then you even have color bug. Right, different bugs. Okay, so bugs that I have Buster Bug level 3, because all these Buster related parts are bugged. What that means is whenever I fire my Buster, just a normal shot, there's a, what was it, like an 85-ish% chance that it'll just jam, and a 15%-ish chance that it will shoot out a charge shot instantly, like no charge arc necessary. The shot just does 10 times damage. And of course, lower level Buster Bugs would have a lower jam chance and lower misfire chance, so you'd still have a chance to shoot out a normal shot. HP Bug is my HP will drain over time, and every time I flinch in battle, the drain will accelerate. So Super Armor is pretty necessary there. It's necessary in general, but even more so with HP Bug. Level 2 HP Bug isn't that bad, but it can get very bad if you let it stack up. Then there's Cust Bug. Since a custom screen-related part is bugged, that means from the 4th turn onwards, I actually have a smaller hand. As in, after the 4th turn, I will lose 1 custom. I lose 1 cust slot per turn from that point on, and it will go down to 2 slots. The default size is 5 slots, and you can expand that up to 8 slots. With Cust Bug, it can go down to 2 slots if you don't fix it. So that's what bug fix is for. I've got all these bugs on the Navicust. So if I draw bug fix and use it, then all those bugs go away. Most importantly, though, is how Buster Bug interacts with it, which is that the jam chance is removed, but not the misfire chance. So now my Buster will always shoot, but there's also a chance it'll just deal 10 times damage. But the reason why that's there, or rather, one thing to consider whether to use bug fix or not, is because of bug stop. So this Navicust part will prevent all bugs. I mean, you can break the rules however much you want, and there's no consequences, you just have to fit this on here. In fact, there's a whole hold. Actually, I'll put that in as the order. There's a few costs I've been playing around with. This is one I'm most familiar with, so that's why I'm just able to slot them in relatively quickly. There's bug stuff. Beat. Attack max. Charge max. And all we have space for is HP plus 400. Okay. So with this cost, of course, we have cost 7 instead of cost 8. So our hand size is 7. Beat means the first Mega or Giga chip they use will get just deleted. Will get taken by a bird that just swoops in and snatches it. Bug stop to stop bugs, so even though I've got all this stuff off the grid and all these blue parts next to each other, no issues. Do not have speed max, do have float shoes, which means as long as it's not a broken panel, it's fine. I can't stand on broken panels, but every other panel type is fine. No real effect from them. Well, no negative effects. Still have the half damage from Holy. If you want to stand on broken panels, you'll need to fit air shoes, which is this awkward-ass horseshoe shape. And technically, there is one that combines super armor, undershirt, float shoes, and air shoes all in one. There's body pack, but as you can see, this is a super gigantic and awkward shape, and you really rarely, if ever, see it. Similarly to bust pack, it takes up 2 command lines slots. So I think I've explained the Navi cuts and the importance of bug fix versus bug stop is you can fit more in a Navi cust if you don't use bug stop. Because, you know, you don't have to make space for bug stop itself. Also Buster Bug. This bug stop will prevent the Buster Bug entirely, while bug fix will remove the jam chance while leaving the misfire chance. So that's an important distinction, and why some people prefer bugged builds versus bug stop builds. Anyway, I think I'll actually go to that quest because I should probably practice with the folder I'm going to use from tomorrow onwards, next week. And I was just starting to branch out to other folders too, but that was like yesterday and today. A bit too late to change what I've signed up with, so rip. There we go. So there's my Navicust. Here's the folder I'm using. So I've got a rigged ice seeds, that will always be the first chip I draw. There are 2 wind racks in here, and it's based around LM Sword and Assassin Sword. Which is if the enemy's standing on a grass, ice, or volcano panel, this chip will cut them. It will cut them hard, it will cut them anywhere, as long as they're on an element. Assassin Sword does that too, but also if they're paralyzed. Heat Dragon hits the 2 columns that the closest enemy occupies. With fire damage, of course, got recover 300s, got some area grabs, got grab revenge, got panel returns, I don't have air shoes. Sanctuary will help, pattern vises, no same defenses, uninstall, okay. So uninstall is something I'll attach to a chip, like I'll select LM Sword and then, not LM Sword, I'll select Assassin Sword and then uninstall in my hand, in which case uninstall will get attached to Assassin Sword. If they get hit by Assassin Sword, they will suffer the effects of uninstall, which is it will remove float shoes, air shoes, super armor, and any back B programs they have like shield or anti-damage. Can be pretty big. But yeah, that's why the ice seat's rigged, so I can make some ice panels so that they can get cut by my elemental swords. Then we have Mega Chips, which is, Erase Man, Judge Man, 2 Judge Mans, because when you fight regular players, they usually have a lot of area grabs, and no thank you. Don't like being negative area. Element Mans as before, and Chrono Force. So nothing to really pair it with, it's just kinda on its own. I don't think the folder's great anymore, but I'm really not sure how to tweak it without, ditching defenses. Okay. Time to look for another match then. I wish I could copy and paste this warning that, hey, I'm streaming my matches, but I also have to copy and paste the link code. Okay. Alright. There is single player to this, of course. I mean, I'm just streaming the PvP. The single player for at least 6 alone, because you can easily get some ROMs out on the internet to play with your perfectly legitimate Game Boy Advance player. It's about, what, 17 hours? I guess 20 hours we want around it. So with about 20 hours to get to end credits, and if you want to do about 100% playthrough, maybe 90 to 100 hours. There's quite a bit of post-game to it, at least if you're on the Japanese version, with an English patch. We use the US version for PvPing. But of course, you don't have to play on the US version when you're going through the story, because we have 100% saves for PvP. Now we really just have to wait. We got nothing to talk about, it's just going to be a silent moment. Alright, I don't think I explained crosses, or the various forms you can take. We'd have to go into combat for that. Well, the different forms you can take have different elemental alignments, different traits and abilities, and if you hit them with elemental weakness, you decross them, you revert them to base form after dealing double damage, so that's the basics of it. Cursor is weak to wind, wind is weak to sword, sword is weak to break, and break is weak to cursor. Then we have aqua is weak to elec, elec is weak to wood, wood is weak to heat, and heat is weak to aqua. Those are the two typing circles. Yeah, it's a lot of mechanics to explain all at once, but I can assure you the game feed, feeds them to you at a very manageable pace. Very, very manageable. Like, it's like going into it. This is like going into an RPG save at endgame, where you have all the stuff and all the skills unlocked, and you just don't know anything. It's a lot to explain. Alright, forms. Trying to remember where I was in explaining things. Or attempting to. Okay, so I guess there's. I guess I should explain Beast out then. So there's the forms, there's the cross forms, which have the elemental alignments, and then there's another one called the Beast form. And hence the subtitles Side Beast Rhaegar and Side Beast Falzar. The in Beast Out, you of course, like other forms, you gain other benefits. You also have your Buster changed. Uh, in Rhaegar, you get super armor by default, and you have a Vulcan that fires once every 5 frames, so it's really, really fast. Fast firing and high DPS. The Falzar, you get float shoes and air shoes, and you have the Feather Buster, which has a short range wide shot to it. So it can hit stuff that's like next to you. Which, I mean, it's not as much DPS as Rhaegar's Buster, but it can hit the target in more situations. However, these beast forms also have aim hacks on them. So any chips you use while in Beast Out will home in on the nearest target. So, for Wind Rack, which normally just swings in front of you, you will jump to the enemy and then smack them with the rack. It's a. There are still ways to dodge if you're fighting someone with Beast Jump, but it does become a lot harder to miss anything at all because of that auto aim. Also, null type chips, which are the ones with this dot here, those get, what was it, a plus 30 or a plus, no, it's a plus 30 to their damage. On top of which, Eternal Force is null too, so instead of each soldier dealing 30 damage per shot, it's 60 damage per shot. Which is part of why Eternal Force is so goddamn lethal. On top of that, you can also charge chips with null element to perform a special attack. And here's where you have to know that you can enter your elemental crosses while in Beast Out, as in their forms combine. So you get the benefits of both forms. And when you chip charge, that special attack actually changes depending on which form you're in, which beast form you're in. For the base form, it's just a double claw swipe. It's a wide sword, then long sword range. Each one does 100 damage for 200 total. If they don't somehow dodge it. Then there's hitboxes for each beast does depend upon which cross you're in. Like, I know with Erase Cross, you have the Erase Tail chip charge, which deals 200 damage with Cursor type and Invis Piercing. And because it deals 200 damage, it will break Life Aura. Which means, and it's very hard to dodge because it's very fast and it's auto-aimed. And it causes HP bug, so their HP will drain afterwards too. It's a pretty scary thing, which is why people definitely pack wind chips so they can decross Erase. An Erase beast is not, it's not a pleasant sight. Then there's stuff like Elect Beast, where if you chip charge it, you'll send out a breath attack, which fans out from like the starting panel and then goes wider, kind of a V. Not quite a V shape. There's not a part that exactly replicates it, but Super Armor's close, where if you're standing here where the cust and the cust one is, it'll go out there, 3 panels forwards and spread out, like Super Armor does. And it paralyzes while doing elect damage. Both versions have their pros and cons. As far as in the top cut, like what you see in tournaments recently, you'll see a lot of Falzar. The thing is, the Falzar crosses, so each version has different Giga chips and different crosses and different beast out forms, which changes how they play rather heavily. And the crosses for Falzar tend to be more utility oriented. Like, they have more utility, while the crosses for Rhaegar have much stronger busters. Because the crosses not only change your typing and give passive benefits, they also change your charge shot from just a 10 times normal damage to something extra. Like, the Buster at level 5 does 5 damage per shot, you charged up for 50 damage. But if you cross into Heat Cross, now does 130 damage, and it's a flamethrower. So if you hit them on a grass panel, that's 260 damage. And Erase Cross has the Erase Beam, which does, I think it's also 130 damage, unless it was 140 damage, and it's Invis Piercing. And then there's Slash Cross, which, relatively short range, it hits... It's a slightly ranged wide sword, so it hits the 2x3 in front of you. And it deals 160 damage. It has relatively fast charge time as well. Like, getting +1 area means your slash cross charge shots cannot miss. And if they don't have a way to break out of that, they're kind of boned, because 160 damage every few seconds really racks up. Yeah, and the beast out, then the slash beast, does its 200 damage, but it's a cross slash. So if you manage to hit them exactly in the center of the axe, it does 400 damage, which is the strongest chip charge out of all the beast out forms. So Rhaegar has just stronger charge shots overall. But Falzar has more utility because there's a Spout Cross, which gives you Aqua Body, so you don't slip on ice. It has the fastest charging charge shot in the game at 20 frames, or 1/3 of a second, to fully charge at level 5 charge. And then there's Tango Cross, which gives you Air Shoes and Wind Rack as your Buster charge shot, as well as a backbeat to pull enemies towards you. And of course it's Wind Element, so you can get rid of Life Aura with it. And D-Cross Erase. There's Dust Cross with a Dust Shoot, which allows you to basically discard chips from your hand to the bottom of your folder. Yeah, Ground Cross is kinda eh. It's really the weakest of Falzar's crosses in general. It's not bad, but it doesn't have enough going for it, I guess, compared to it. Alright, Surgeons are a little complicated. So Dust Cross is really good because you can just, as I said, you can discard the chips in your hand to the bottom of your folder, so you can draw new stuff that turn. You can just cycle through your chips, which makes it really strong, but it's the same element as Ground Cross, so when people are packing chips to decross Dust, you inadvertently also counter Ground. So the Ground ends up getting countered anyways. Also, Fish is, if I recall, a really good player. I don't think I've won against him before, but we'll see. Yeah, it can multi-hit. It's the Drill Arm chip. It does multi-hit. It hits in a long sword pattern. If you can get them locked in to take all the hits, it does do massive damage, but it's slow, it's limited range, it has its weaknesses, and that's really the main issue with it. On top of it getting also caught in the crossfire of decrossing Dust. Yeah, the crosses you can think of as resources. You want to use them when you want to, because if you lose them or you cross out of them, they're gone for the rest of the round. You don't get these back. Speaking of Dust, and there's the full cust. That's a classic move for Dust players. When the music gets all wonky, that's because of lag. The game's slowing down. Yeah, the only cursor damage chip I have is a Race Man, so I can't really decross him. And there's Beat, so he tried to use a Mega Chip on me. Oh, it's anti-damage. Oh, he just lost him. Okay. Here's the question. Do I Beast over? Sorry, not Beast over, that's a different thing. So Beast Out lasts for 3 turns. You lose whatever cross you're in once it ends. So that's important to note. And if you try to Beast Out while at 0 turns, you instead Beast Over, which is a last resort. Like, you're invulnerable for the turn, but you're AI controlled, so good luck hitting anything. And once the turn's over, you get massive HP drain. Like, you'll go down to 1 HP in a matter of, like, seconds or something. It's like 1 HP per frame. It's really bad. Anywho, if I Beast Out, I can maybe get him with a sneaky cross, but who knows. Aw. They're fat. Oh, and there's Life Aura. And Holy Panel, interesting. Now, Life Orb does have a duration, which is 30, which is like 3,000 frames, like 5 minutes. Actually, yeah, fair enough. Probably what I should have done there is used Kernel Force at the very end of the turn and then got the Wind Rack. As it stands right now, though... There's just again. Alright, so... probably not going to land that unless I get him to back off. And I can ship charge it, but I don't really want to. Ah. Okay, so there's that. Let's throw up Anti-Navi, though I don't think he has much left in the way of Navies. I doubt he has any kind of ground left to use, so let's try Slash Cross. Interesting. Yep, there's the back B. As you can see, the Feather Buster has some wide shot to it. And there's a bit of lag. Alright, I think you already used Live Aura, so I think this should be okay then. Use. Oh shit. And down. Yeah, they can. Tomahawk Cross is a lot slower and weaker than Slash Cross, but yeah, same area grab. And Tango also has a melee charge. That's very hard to defend against, except via range. Yeah, Beer Knuckles, it hits random times, so it's centered around me. Meaning if I'm in a corner, then it'll hit more times on average. But it's breaking, and Slash is sword, which is weak to breaking, so double damage. It hurts a lot. And it's RNG, so you can pray that you'll survive, but who knows. Again, I don't really have that much to work with here, so I think what I'll do is probably go Heat. First I'll go Dust. Alright, I'll see if I can nap him with that. In the meantime... There you go. So now he's been uninstalled, so it doesn't have super armor anymore. Though it does have that one holy panel. Kind of fine with the area staying as it is. And I don't have much in the way of good chips, so... Virus PvP? This is versus PvP. But if you're talking like PvE side, yeah, there is stuff for that. Nah, I'd rather throw out the Element Man then. Oh, he still clipped me. Yeah, it's gonna do half damage. Ah, snap. Alright, there we go. Now you can cancel out freeze and paralysis by changing your form, whether that be beast out or cross canceling. It's called cross canceling. At least that's a tech. I will enter a race. I will pop that. I will try to chip charge that, and I guess that Oh, there's me or no. Alright, that does deal more damage, but I'm gonna try to chip charge him with Race Tail first. Oh, he got me with that. Interesting. And he'll use one wind rack, so he'll have to go into Tengu if he wants to get me, and yeah, that's one of the problems with my folder. Sometimes I just get a clogged hand. You have to match code or be star code, or match type. And I just have all different codes, except for like QQ, and just a couple of J's. It's kinda wet. Yeah, let's head up across. First that one misses. Judge Man. Judge Man. I said it wasn't biz piercing. This can... this can oh, he kind of dug his own grave there. Okay, so there's that. There's that. That. So Undershirt kept him alive at 1 HP. And who knows, I don't know what his hand is. In tournaments, it's open sets, so I'll know what their folder and Navicust are, but I don't know here. I can only guess. Yeah, premature celebration. Unless he has an anti-damage trap up, the grab revenge should kill him, because it is invis piercing. And he does have, and I do have negative area. So this is really just a question of, does he bring the proper defenses for it? Ah, it brings that. Let me just panel return that. Alright, so now his beast turns are out. He's already used Meteor Knuckle, so we're kind of okay on that. As you can see, I'm running out of crosses because I've already used up some. Ifora. Fantastic. Wait, he has Giga Folder 1? Oh my. And there's his invis. Well timed. Oh, these are my last chips. Okay. In which case, Charge Cross isn't going to do me any good. Oh, I love doing that to Tengu. Alright, so that's one round off. It's best out of 3. Okay. How am I going to handle this? I think I'll stay no cross for the time being. Almost certainly going to. Yeah, I'll stick with this for now. It's a bit risky to carry over chips because, you know, you don't have a full hand anymore, probably, and they do. But Ice Seed and Erase Man? It's a chance to get rid of Erase Cross, you know? Well, this will either take out the barrier or it'll still hit. Nope, he dodged it. There isn't too much you can do now. Alright, so... still should have plenty of wind chips in hand, so I don't think I'll use a Raise Cross just yet. Now should be a good time for Slash Cross, though. Now he either is going to hit me with a Wind Rack, or hit me with, or going to Tengu. One of the two. Can't hit him. Actually, he just hub bashed. Oh my. Okay. Oh, that's super unfortunate. Nope. Don't get full area. Oh, you did get the erase band, though. And there's a D-cross. Okay. Hey, Carl. I don't quite want to enter a race, but I don't have too much else to work with here. So go left then. Okay. Oh, I'm flashing. Alright, so there's that. Let me just throw down that, and then both work out 300s. Actually, let me throw down that, see if I can bait out a Navi chip. Holy panel is annoying. Ah, that's bad. Going to wood. Let's see. Now, I don't want to use Sanctuary. It will turn all my panels into Holy, but notice I'm +1. Which means if he takes that back, he has Holy panels. And you already see how troublesome just one Holy panel is. So, ultimately, what I want to do... is to try and get rid of the Holy panel. Which, this is kind of my... Is it? No, I did steal his normal Element Man, so this isn't necessarily my last shot. Just got an extra shot and mistimed it. Oh, dang. There's your Holy panel back. Now I will do Sanctuary and that. Let's see. And then I guess a Judge Man. I kind of want to throw out an area grab. I don't have a way to really pressure him backwards. Not at the moment anyways. Alright. Given the HP difference, this is probably lost. But who knows? Okay, he did lose Beast, so that's fine-ish. I don't have any recovs left, though. I don't think I have any defenses left either. And he did just run out of Beast turns and the like. It's anti-damage. Okay. Oh, did enough damage. All the books did 20. Guess SP does more. Yeah, that's the folder I plan on participating in New Moon with. Oh, Scroll does have controller support, but I'm not sure if I'd like that, because there are several games that have controller support, and then I went to mouse and keyboard, and I don't think I'll be able to go back to controller support for them. It's just mouse and keyboard allows for a much faster way to play. But I'll consider it. Fish is currently giving you some tips right now. Be precise says, I think you benefit from using Beast out more. Boosting Kernel Force with it and using Beast charges will help you win. And my response is, I'm aware of the theory of it, but I don't think I need more experience to know exactly when I should Beast out. Oh, no, I won't be streaming tomorrow. It's still Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But good question. Holidays aren't exceptions. Anywho, I can see the limitations of LM swords, because especially more experienced players, they have ways to change terrain, which nullifies the conditions for using LM sword. I think if I wanted to counter that, I have to pack more seeds, but the problem with packing more seeds is that if the first one sticks, I don't think there's anything I can really do with the second one, because it's not null, so I can't beast charge it. It doesn't really do damage or anything else. Almost that is correct. Alright, time to go for a new match. Oh, nope, Fish still has more things to say. Really not sure if I should show Discord chat or not, given yeah, not sure if I should. So I won't. Yeah, so issues with the current folder, there's the weaknesses of LM which is if they aren't on elemental panel, it doesn't do anything, in which case I just have to chip charge it, which is kind of alright. Chip charging can still do some big damage. But yeah, against more experienced players, they change the terrain, so thus negating LM Sword. And the second issue is that because I have Elm and Assassin Sword in here, they're two different codes, so it's a little soupy. Luckily, it's not often, but sometimes, as you saw in that last match, I tend to get jammed hands where none of the codes match. I can only pick like 1 or 2 chips. That's why it's important to, when building a folder, to consider the code for everything. So you want to try and make your folder Unicode, because then every turn you can just choose up to 5 chips, the max you can choose per turn. And that lets you put out a lot of damage, or prepare a lot of defense, or whatever, as opposed to just being like, oh, I have 1 chip, now I have to wait 8 seconds to pick another chip. So even if they are weaker, it's still better for the flow. Okay, now for realsies I can... Also, these codes. Dark Meat LTFC. Sasuga Rakumen. Tenio. Available to Damn Sword Slime Tier. Pocket full of Step Sword Swarm. Look up Wind Binted. The Assassin Swords. Oh, that's actually... Speaking of... The thing is, that's actually impossible because 6 added a... I'm gonna just copy that so I can delete it and actually show you it in game. You have to empty the code. Before you can beat up the emulator grabber. No, I'm talking in terms of the mechanics of this game, which has many mechanics. So there's the megabytes size. Basically, each chip has a file size to it. And depending on the file size, influences a couple of things. One, there's a reg chip, which has 50 megabyte max. So if it has more than 50 megabytes, for example, Criminal Force, not enough capacity. That way you can't actually reg super powerful chips, you can only reg stuff up to 50 megs. Then there's tag chips, which is both chips combined have to be not over 60. So these two grab Revenge is 50 and Arrow grabs 8, 58 total. They can be tagged together, and so these chips will always appear together. They'll always get drawn together. Whenever one appears in the hand, the other will be right beside it. The third thing is how many copies of each chip you can have. I think it's easiest to demonstrate with the folder that I'm just using for mashing around. So let's see, we have Cannon, okay. A Cannon, basic Cannon chip. 6 megabytes. Got 5 in here. And there you go. So up to 5 of these ones that are under 20 megabytes. And once you go up to over 20, it's up to 4. And so on, goes down by 1 every 10 until you get to... Actually, I can just organize my file size. Shouldn't do Mega or Giga because those by default. So Assassin Sword, one of the chips I'm building around, 50 megabytes. Yep, only one. If it's 50 or over, it can only have one in the folder. So Assassin Sword spam is literally impossible, since you can only have one. So on top of the 30 chip limit, there's also the megabyte limit, so you can't just fill it up with duplicates of all the same thing. You can't just have 30 Chrono Forces. Also, yeah, only 1 giga chip and only up to 5 mega chips. So yeah, that's the whole megabyte system with that, which helps with folder balancing. Okay. So we probably actually no, we definitely only have time for one more match if we get one, because I know at the very shortest, a single match of BN6 PvP can be 5 minutes. At the longest, it can be 30 minutes. On average, it's like 15. You know, given the matchmaking time, probably time for just one more, unless it's super short. Alright, and Assassin Sword spam and hit fight. Alright. Now we just wait for somebody to join. Oh, also, Tango actually records all of your matches. Every single one. And the file sizes on these are pretty dang small. It's like kilobytes. Literal kilobytes. For recording. And the reason they're so small is because it's not actually recording like a video, it's recording inputs. And then it just uses the emulator to recreate the match. Oh, hello. Guy's there. Oh, hello there, grass stage. Hello there, first barrier. That's a little annoying. Well, Carl, this is Megaman Battle Network 6 PvP. That's what it's been all stream. Earlier on, I explained some of the mechanics, or at least gave an overview of it. If you really want to get a handle on it, I'd recommend playing through the game yourself, because there is a single-player campaign that's at least 20 hours long. Sorry, at least 15 hours long. It goes up to 100 if you do the post-game. Yeah, I kind of figured. Oh, dang. Yeah, he's making use of the Punisher there. Anyhow, let me just... He's probably got another Bubble Star, frankly, so I think I'll actually stick with this. It's a little rough, but I'll go with it. No defenses, just 2 LM swords. It's good. I have to line a Buster Shot pretty soon, too. Oh, there's your Beast Breath. It's tempting to just smack him with the Assassin Sword, because he won't be able to react to it, but I gotta heal. And then I still don't have... Alright, let's try to draw that out then. I don't know if he used a Wind Rack already, so I'll probably hold off on that. And here's the question. Do I cross out this turn or next? Because I want to go Erase so he can't invis out of it. Because he has Beast out, that means he can jump to me and hit me with a Wind Rack and decross, and that's going to be bad. So I want to wait till he's out of Beast turns, and I think this is the last one. So I guess I'll hit Heat then, see what I can do. Ah, snap. Yeah, there's the Wind Rack. Alright, now I can enter a race. Pop that. Try to smack him with that sword. I have all three of my area grabs here. I'm just gonna wait for the timeout though. It's a little risky, but it's there. I hope that was Kernel Force. Ah, it's gonna ice me. Nope. Okay. That's gonna hurt though. Oh, that's really gonna hurt. Okay. Yeah, wait, did I already used my recovs, didn't I? I don't have much left in the way of defense, huh? Dang. Almost survived that. I almost survived it. Wasn't there in time though. Anyhow, surprised it didn't use his Kernel Force during Beast out though. I'll save a defense. I always forget when they have Rush. I know what it does, and I keep forgetting what it do. Alright, let's see if I can land this then. That would help. That would help. May as well throw down the other area. He definitely has bubble stars, but I don't think he has wood chips if his folder is similar to when I last fought him. Alright. So I just need to wait until either he tries to time freeze me, or my Wind-Viz runs out. One of the two. Because his chip charge is strong enough to break my life aura. Sure, he's taking a while. He probably has shuffle, isn't he? Alright. And Holy Aura, and I guess Erase Man at this point. Or does he just go straight into Wind Rack? And they both have Erase Man. So now who can mash out of the paralysis first? I did. Oh, he still caught up with me. Double damage. Alright, let's see. I think I should beast out here. Judge Man, Windrak, Cove. I think that's all I really have time for. Yeah, I don't particularly care about that. Reduce anti-damage. Alright, cool. Alright, so now... Alright, I have anti-navi up. Okay, so let's... throw that out, and throw that out, and see what I can do with this. It's tempting to enter Erase Beats. It is tempting. In fact, I do believe I will. Oh, he just killed himself. Nope, flashing. Never mind. But you can see how good anti-nav he is. Okay, so I do have Wind Rack next. It's probably gonna go for wood. Yeah, wood. I'll get rid. Oh. Okay. It's double hit. Thing is, I want to say one rack for decrossing erase and one for life aura. So this first barrier is annoying. It's got 10 HP. Hardly anything. Because of how barriers work, it doesn't overflow. If I deal 100 damage, he doesn't take any. The barrier just gets shattered and that's it. So first barrier is quite annoying. And I could get rid of it immediately with Wind Rack. I don't think it's really worth it. I mentioned how I keep forgetting that I have... As I said, I keep forgetting how I actually have a, you know... The enemy has rush. Damage again? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I'm going to... That's the thing, this is like the perfect hand for a Q-Force, but I have to wait a turn. And that's gonna be pretty awful. Because I don't know what the heck he can do in that time. Okay, damage. I still lose the area though. Don't take any damage for it. Okay. Now we beast out. Area grab, Q-Force, Wind Rack. That should be about it. There's your beat. Now, assuming I get a paralysis here. Hoping I get a paralysis here, being frank. As you can see, you get a lot of damage off. A lot of damage off. And yeah, my hand's gotten all soupy again. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so let's pull that, let's pull a Judgment, and then in one turn left, I think I'll just stick with Normal Beast. Oh, he's going for wood. As you can see, it doesn't quite flow, but I do have an opportunity ahead of me, but I think I'll go for some extra turns then. Let's see. Go for slash. There goes all of your area, though I still get bubbled. Ah, Viz. I can technically uninstall him where he stands, and it's so tempting to. Oh, that's some Viz piercing. Oh, let's see who can mash out first. Oh god, Kernel Force. Well, that's the last match we got time for. And that, my friends, is the first stream I've done of Battle Network 6 PvP. Started, what, couple weeks ago. I find it highly enjoyable. Hopefully I've piqued your interest too. With that, have a good week. See y'all later. Have you well.